Welcome from Dubai, my friends here on the stage. Yes, so I'm Brandon. I run what's called Ascent House. We do pop-up hype houses. These are small gatherings for one night where the collective online audience is 30 million or more. So most of the launches that you think have broken the internet were actually quite contrived. What we do is completely silent, branding-wise, but on message often resonates. A quick introduction, please, Kevin.
Yeah, hey everyone, my name is Kevin. I go by many different titles. My first name is, of course, Kevin McKenzie. I go by Kevin McCoyne, Kevin Web3. As an influencer myself, I have to have many different hats to cater to different audiences, and that's why I have so many different names.
And Davinci.
My name is Davinci Jeremie. I'm a software developer. I have the company name Davinci Codes, and I'm also an influencer. I talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and basically cryptocurrencies on all my social media. So you can find me with Davinci J15 on all of my social media. That's Davinci J15, and I will explain sometime if you ask me why it's Davinci J15.
Sure, why do you have Davinci J15?
Well, okay, right now, well, because I never expected to be famous, and I wanted a username that nobody would use, right? So I created Davinci J15 because Davinci by itself, right, because my name is Davinci, most people don't know that. That's my first name, not Jeremie. Davinci is my first name, and so I wanted a username that would work, and Davinci obviously would be taken. So Davinci J also happens to be taken in most places for some reason. I don't know why. But, you know, what, you're the 15th Davinci J? Not a chance. And 15 is my birthday. On September the 15th is when I was born, so that was perfect username. And that's why across the board, right, I always open up accounts with Davinci J15, but now that's being difficult because like people are actually using that now jumping ahead of me in accounts.
Well, some brands are by accident, but really audience is about message market fit and then creating alignment. So on the stage with me here, Davinci has about 1 million followers in his community, and then Kevin McCoyne, Kevin Web3, and then Kevin McKenzie, all together close to 1 million, he's getting there. And typically the way that we qualify influencers outside of Web3, we would look at someone with 1 million followership to qualify that amount. But what we have in Web3 often is that half that audience, 500,000, can get you something galvanized or get you something of interest. But usually the challenge in influencer marketing is, in the Web3 space, is to bring Web2 folks into Web3. So the first question is, how do you grow your audience beyond the base of Web3 enthusiasts to create the kind of message and message alignment and demographic alignment to bring those who are not yet into Web3 competence into this space of followership? We'll begin with Kevin and then Davinci.
Yeah, definitely. So, to keep it simple, if you want to bring people from Web 2 to Web 3, you need to dumb it down. You can't just go right into it and get into complex things that people don't understand. That's just something you can't do. So what you see a lot is people starting to create content that's really easy to digest, and then later on they build more advanced audiences from those initial people that did join them. So I would say you'd have to start off with something that's easily digestible, and then you move into the harder stuff, which is, of course, the funner stuff as well. So yeah, just keep it simple.
Now, Davinci, I suspect you're going to offer a counterpoint here. You're a coder, you're technical, you have an engineering background. So maybe this could offend your sensibilities to, quote, dumb something down. What do you think?
No, actually, I make things really simple for people, so I agree with him to make it the message very simple and make sure that they understand. In fact, my camera guy, whenever I do my 1 minute with Davinci J15, which you could see on my Instagram, if he doesn't understand, I redo the whole video again. So I make sure that the message is very easy to digest and understand. So that's very important. But the real thing that I think that gets people on board, the 2.0 people on board, is first you have to appeal to what they know. And so what I tell people to do is just open up an account at Exchange. I know it's not the most secure and safe place to put your money, but that's what you're used to. So start there and buy some Bitcoin and leave it on Exchange for a while, and then take your time and then study how to use a wallet properly. Because if you try to jump them straight to the wallet, they get a little scared. I know it's really simple, right, to use a wallet, because once you start using it, you're like, that's easy. Right? Just like you know how people eventually got into using their cell phones, right? At first it was probably quite scary for most people, but eventually you learn that it's not that hard. But you have to like ease them into it. And so getting them on the exchanges, and then, hey, you know what? Remember, you got to take it off the exchanges. That's how I get them, the Web 2.0 people. So I get them into a place where they already know, which is Web 2.0 is basically, you know, your username and password.
So when influencers are often brought into agency work, one of the things that's probably most irritating is that they are asked to affiliate with other influencers. But there are ways to do this where it's financially incentivized and it can be palatable. But to be part of an affiliate network is sometimes the greatest offense. Can you speak to your relationships with other influencers, how you interact with them, how it could be a benefit to your clients, and any other campaigns with which you've worked?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at the end of the day, everyone is different. Every influencer is different. You might be similar, but you are different. And for that reason, you cater to a different audience. And even though you might be in the crypto space, we're both in the crypto space, me and Davinci, but he has a different audience than me, whether that's geographically, whether it's a language, it is different. And for that reason, it can be a great asset to have other people, like Davinci and assets like me, to collaborate together on, a marketing campaign, for example. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that the audiences don't overlap too much, because you don't want to waste money. If me and Davinci have the same exact audience, why would you pay him, the same amount for a promotion when you could, get more, you can get more viewership by getting it from someone else in a different region or in a different niche. So I think it's very valuable, but at the end of the day, you need to, decide who you're working with and make sure that both people align, because maybe Davinci doesn't like a certain crypto and I like another crypto, and both of our audiences know that we don't like those cryptos. Then how are we going to look if we collaborate on a crypto that, that we shouldn't be, aligning on? It's hard to explain, but you need to make sure they both align.
XRP.
Yeah, exactly. I might not like XRP, he might like XRP, we're not going to say it, but if he doesn't like XRP and I love it, we can't collaborate. That's just something that, the fans will be like, why are you guys working together on this next token, So you just need to make sure that the audiences do align in some way.
Yes, I haven't done cross marketing with another influencer in a long time. It was the last time I did it with Crypto. Right now, I just focus on doing collaborative videos with anybody. Even if you have only 100 people on your channel, or even you just started off a channel, I would gladly come on your channel and we can do a video together. It's absolutely free. I wouldn't charge you for it. And yeah, if you want to do an interview, whatever you got, we can work together and do that. Because I enjoy it. I enjoy speaking on YouTube and doing videos, and yeah, I'm glad to be a part of this crypto community, because it's really about helping people get aware of crypto and get into crypto, because crypto basically stops what our current financial system is. And our current financial system is basically FTX, but they just get a bailout. That's all it is, right? So all your banks, everything is insolvent. They just keep getting bailed out. You heard of Deutsche Bank having problems. Why are they still alive? Well, it's because they're getting bailed out. That's all. They're just getting funneled money, printed money under the back door, shoveled in the back door, and they get the CEO gets his bonus. And that's the scam. They know this, right? They've set this up once they, long-term capital management failed, and Greenspan bailed all those companies out. That became the Greenspan put.
Before we go too far into monetary theory, let's go back into some of the more maybe fun places of marketing. And I do appreciate any sentiments shared, however tangential. I do have a question from the audience, which is, do you need to promote separate brands oriented for specific markets, or is it also okay to work as a package deal? So again, that would be, if you have, say, your followership, and it's one community or one demographic segment, is it okay to dilute the products offered, or to offer more than one at a time? Or is it okay to offer a package deal or a suite of offerings in a campaign?
So you're speaking about different products in one campaign?
Yeah, the question from the audience, I think, really is to determine, do you lose purchase behavior, right? Do you lose traction if you're promoting one product, more than one product at a time? Or should there be a singular focus in a
great
campaign?
Question. 100%. It's pretty simple. If you go to a grocery store and there's 3 different cereal boxes, you have a choice. There's 3 boxes. Now, if there is one, well, you gotta get the one cereal box. It's as simple as that. Now, is it better for the audience to have the selection? 100%. 100%, because they can choose what they want rather than just have one. And of course, that's the only one they get. So, yes, it does dilute, the viewership for those products. But at the end of the day, like Davinci said, it's bigger than just, one special crypto, one this. You need to provide the best options for the community so we can grow the ecosystem rather than just grow one token or one project. So yeah, definitely.
Yes, it does dilute a lot. I have lots of affiliates, and the ones that I don't mention, they're not going to get. People are not going to click on them as much as they would if I did mention them. So, and I don't want to oversaturate people with different products every single time. So I focus on one product. Of course, right now is Bybit, and so it is easier that way because people can relate. Okay, well, you're with Bybit, and you trust that brand, and and you know what? Honestly, Bybit is a trusted brand for me. I didn't trust, what was it, BlockFi, and I advertised them for a while, and I knew something was up, and I told people, hey, listen, because I spoke with them, and I said, listen, you can't guarantee this kind of money, this kind of return. What's the real program? Well, it'll work until there's a tail risk or a major event where prices drop majorly heavily. And so I said I have to disclose that to the audience, right?
Well, thank you. So I'm a professor at Texas Christian University in Fort Worth, Texas, United States, and yesterday spoke at the University of Malta. And one of the things we talk about in influencer marketing is how we can track engagement, click-through activations, and any like, shares, pinned posts, or other metadata. So let's talk about social listening. How do you value your followership? How can you determine for any influencer how a followership could be leveraged, an audience could ultimately become part of a broader campaign? And in that assessment, what data is relevant in communicating to your active clients and prospective clients?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different metrics that go into being an influencer. You can have 1 million followers, that's great. But if you don't have influence over all of them or even some of them, then are you really an influencer even if you have 1 million followers? The answer is no. So whenever you have campaigns, a lot of clients and a lot of people want to know the metrics behind your videos, behind your content. And it's really important to know those metrics because that's how you market yourself as an influencer. So yeah, I think there's a lot of different KPIs that are very important. And obviously myself, I am also a part of a marketing agency, Gen Growth. We make sure to know those KPIs for every single influencer that we work with, including myself. I am an influencer and I have to know what I can provide to those people so that we can provide good results. If you don't have good results, you won't collaborate with them again. So it'd be like a one-off collaboration, and that's not what you want. And when you do decide to collaborate with people, you do want it to be long-term because they're higher quality people.
Davinci.
Yes, yeah, you want to have high quality followers because they'll do whatever you suggest to them because they trust you. You are the brand. You are the trusted name because they're new to this technology, or they want to make sure they navigate this properly because they don't want to end up in an FTX. They want to end up always winning in this game, and so. By having really hardcore followers that for example, a lot of my hardcore followers loved my Davinci NFT collection, and I could tell because they went and bought. I sold them all out, and there are a lot of them who didn't get the Davinci. They're like, oh, I want to get one, right? So, and you can see with the price that it is very important to my diehard followers. So. Yeah, this is a real important metric for people who are interested in advertising through my influence.
So in the pop-up pipe houses that Ascent House runs, what we do is we usually have a studio or a small or a mini mansion, and we'll have about 15 to 50 influencers. The first hour is preparation and helping everyone understand message market fit, along with security exchange law and any restrictions that we have on rhetoric and message. Then we go into filming. That's the second hour. Typically we'll have a celebrity or a kind of B or C level celebrity walkthrough that photobombs all the reels and helps participate. They're paid $1,000 a minute, which is really funny to me. And so we're always watching the clock quite attentively. And then once in that third hour is really editing and then release of content. We then throw up on one of the walls a social listening tool. This can be, there's about 1,000 now from which you can choose. But on there, what we're looking for particularly are click-through activations. A click-through activation is when an authentic user, a real person, clicks on a link and goes to a website. And from there, the client's user flow or their ability to design a site where the user experience and user interface is clean, such that there is a easy, low-friction experience to get to purchase. Then what matters next is conversion. So we're going to talk about empty calories. When you look at these counting stats, or what I call vanity data, that's the like, shares, pins, posts, comments, and any kind of, say, chatter, which could often be a bot. When you have a click-through activation, the average price right now on any programmatic marketing, whether it's, say, Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, well, TikTok doesn't have programmatic yet, but it's about 50 cents to $1. If you're paying over $1 for click-through activation or click-through rate, CTR or CTA, you're overpaying. And sometimes the point at which you're profitable, you have to have an expenditure of 10,000 or more, sometimes even 100,000 or more. So let's talk about empty calories. You often get plenty of shares and likes and comments or other, but how can you as an influencer take a client and ensure that your community is going to buy into a product or buy into a service or buy into a followership? How can we go from click-through activation to conversion on behalf of our partners?
Yeah, great question. So that comes with experience. By doing, you don't know until you try, but once you do try and you see the results, then you can then cater to a specific audience, right? Let's say I work with an exchange and I have fantastic results with that exchange. Then I might want to consider working with more exchanges. And if I worked with an NFT project and I had terrible results with them, then I will cut out working with those NFT projects. And this does benefit us because it doesn't dilute what our audience sees. If we see good engagement with every piece of content that we put out, it's good for the clients, it's good for us because we gain subscribers. Yes, we get the likes and views, but the most important thing is that the audience actually enjoys what you're putting out. And they value the content that you've created for them.
Well, for me, you have to be genuine about the product that you are actually trying to sell or tell them to click on, because if you believe in it yourself, they'll see that and they'll go, oh yeah, I better do that too myself, right? So that's the key to getting the click-through activation, is being genuine about the product, making sure that this is a product that you actually believe in, and because that will come through in your messaging.
Okay, so we're going to talk about audience growth measures now. We have 30 seconds, so rapid fire. The best way often for influencers to compound or grow their audience is to work with other influencers. Mm-hmm. I do make the case that it's okay to be a bit duplicative. It's fine to have one audience that's the same as another audience. Especially if one is bigger than the other, one likely benefits the smaller one growing from the bigger. How do you take, say, one or two measures to grow your audience?
Yeah, 100%. So personally, I have never actually collaborated with any other influencers. I haven't. I don't know why. It just hasn't happened. Now, would I? I would. It's a good opportunity. But for myself, the way to gain a large audience is to be authentic, like Davinci said, provide real value, and be entertaining, be yourself, because at the end of the day, you can't fake a life, you can't fake a personality, and if you are faking it, it's gonna come out eventually, and then you might have some people coming after you for that. So just don't be fake, do what you love, and create value for the community. It's not even about money, it's about creating value first, and then the money comes after from building that strong audience that you can then convert into potential prospects and leads for clients.
Quickly, Davinci.
Yeah, love what you do, right? Be passionate, be strong, show that the audience that this is what you love to do. You're doing this because you're enjoying it and you are trying to help them. And then the audience just comes automatic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Everyone, thank you so much for your time and attention. Go
Thank you so
marketing.
much. Thank you.